Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
In the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Day 4 of public impeachment hearings. Today, a witness whose name we've heard dozens of times in testimony so far, Gordon Sondland. We'll have a look at what he's said so far as he prepares to testify in 1 hour.
Singing his praises and mourning a great loss. Friends, family, and brothers behind the badge gather to remember KCSO Commander Ian Chandler in a tearful vigil after his sudden passing.
This morning, it's lights out for PG&E customers in more than a dozen California counties as the utility institutes another public safety power shutoff. The latest on the outage and those weather conditions up and down the state. This is Wednesday, November 20th, 2019. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, and weather is going to be the big topic this morning and throughout the day. I saw a few sprinkles on my way in.
Yeah, I used this thing on the right side of my steering wheel. I moved it up, and the windshield wipers
went around.
Yeah, just to get a little bit of the mist or something.
Did you have it on the west side of the town?
Yes, I did. Okay. Coming in, yeah, enough to use my windshield wipers once.
We're very excited. Actually, I didn't have to use mine at all, but
once. Yeah, I actually think it messed my windshield up more than anything. But.
Yeah, we've already had a few phone calls. Oh, we've seen some rain. So, yeah, it's that time of year where people like to call in and say, hey, guess what's raining? Yes, there is rain in the forecast.
We're helping you.
I know. No need to call. There is rain in the forecast. Yeah. We are going to see it all around the county today. In some of the higher elevations, we'll see some snow. It's going to be somewhat of a tricky situation in terms of how much, because we're actually tracking two storms that are going to combine into one. But right now, you can see we've got a band of these heavier rain showers now moving up near the Tehachapi area, and you can see we're going to be right on the dividing edge of this for the valley. So I do expect some light showers to start, and then all this is going to ramp up as we continue to go throughout our Wednesday here. 52 degrees for Bakersfield right now. We have a light wind out of the northwest today, and as we take a look at the hour by hour, we keep a chance of rain in there pretty much all day long. I don't expect things to let up until this evening. We'll take a look at the rain amounts coming up in just a little bit here. 39 in Tehachapi, humidity at 100%, dew point at 39, so some low-lying clouds in some areas is possible. A northwest wind right now at 7, and we take a look at the forecast, and we're only going to be in the 40s today. And again, that snow level will drop to about 5,800 feet this afternoon. So if you're at 5,800 feet or above, you could see some snow, but the winter storm warning is for areas above 6,000 feet. So again, snow levels are relatively high with this. We're going to talk much more about all this in just a little bit. But first, let's get a check of the morning commute. We're going to send that over to Alex.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. And taking you outside for the first time this morning, here's a look at the 99 at Airport Drive, and it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. Right now, everything is looking pretty good to start off your Wednesday morning. However, just be mindful as you're headed out the door today, because we're starting to see those rain showers move into the area. Because we have not seen rain for so long, the roads could be extra slick because all that oil is moving up to the surface of the street. So just keep that in mind as you head about your day this morning, and also just be safe, especially if you run into some rain. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes. And we are following a deadly accident in northwest Bakersfield that happened overnight. An elderly man walking outside the crosswalk was hit by a car. He died at the scene. It happened at Coffee Road and Granite Falls Drive around 6:45 yesterday evening. Bakersfield police say the man was in his 80s. BPD says the driver is cooperating with investigators, and they do not suspect drugs or alcohol were factors in the crash. If you have any information on this crash, call police. And officers are patrolling the streets looking for drunk drivers every day, not just on weekends and holidays. And last night, Bakersfield police set up a DUI checkpoint. It was on Ming Avenue just west of Gosford Road from 5 p.m. until midnight last night. Officers checked the sobriety of more than 1,000 drivers. No one was arrested. And remember, if you suspect a driver is under the influence and behind the wheel, call 911.
5:04 now. The Rexland Acres community in southeast Bakersfield will undergo a major transformation. The area, with more than 4,000 residents, is known to have high rates of pedestrian crashes, violence, and vandalism. So to increase safety, the Kern County Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a $9.7 million contract with Bowman Asphalt yesterday. The money will be used for construction purposes, including new sidewalks, bike lanes, and traffic signs. Construction is expected to begin next spring and be completed in spring of 2021.
Thousands of residents in California are preparing for another round of blackouts starting this morning. PG&E says 16 counties and 180,000 customers could be impacted. So far, it does not look like Kern County will be impacted by this round of shutoffs. Dry conditions and high winds are to blame and an increased fire risk, especially up north. The National Weather Service predicts strong winds and low humidity in Northern California. PG&E says it plans to inspect the de-energized lines once the high winds die down tomorrow. They hope to restore power to most customers by tomorrow evening. The California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection has increased staffing and pre-positioned firefighting resources. Last month, PG&E cut off power to almost 800,000 homes and businesses in Northern California to lower the risk of wildfires. PG&E Chief Executive Bill Johnson said last month these planned outages could continue for up to a decade.
A candlelight vigil was held last night for a Kern County Sheriff's Commander, Ian Chandler, whose sudden passing left a big hole in the department and the community he served.
And 17's Vanessa Dillon joins us this morning to tell us what loved ones had to say about Commander Chandler and how they want the community to remember the legacy he leaves behind. Vanessa?
Well, today the community is mourning with family and friends of Kern County Sheriff's Commander Ian Chandler. Community members, loved ones, and fellow law enforcement officers gathered outside the Sheriff's Department headquarters on Norris Road last night to say their goodbyes to the beloved commander. Now, Commander Chandler died Sunday, one day before his 49th birthday. He was with the department for more than 20 years and in that time made a lasting impression on everyone around him. But beyond the badge, friends say Chandler was someone who loved his friends and family.
A dedicated father, a dutiful son, but for most of us here today, he was a very, very good friend of ours. And not a lot of people understand the how-to on the friendship side. Ian absolutely understood what it meant to be a friend in the good times and in the bad times.
Commander Ian Chandler is survived by his wife Melanie and their 3 children. The cause of his death has not been disclosed and no word yet on funeral arrangements. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Vanessa Dillon, 17 News.
$500,000. That's how much the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum will pay in damages caused by last month's Easy Fire. The California wildfire consumed nearly 2,000 acres. A spokeswoman says flames consumed the trees and landscape surrounding the library and damaged the internet and network cables. The library houses Reagan's presidential and California gubernatorial records. It's also home to the former first couple's personal effects, including most of Nancy Reagan's dresses and her wedding ring.
All right, well, still to come this.
Welcome back to terrifying video that starts with a panicked phone call. A young woman believes a car is following her, and it was all caught on her dashboard camera.
She's been following me since I left Winco like 30 minutes ago.
Chances are you've seen the video making the rounds on social media. It's been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. It all happened just after 5 p.m. Sunday. A young woman was walking to her car when she noticed an SUV slowly following her for several minutes. Police say the dash cam does not show any concrete criminal activity, but they add you should always be aware of your surroundings.
If you do have something where you feel like you're being followed, I understand that you may be more comfortable calling a family member or loved one, but please do what you can, even if you have to do it through a third party or somebody else there. Please reach out to 911.
A police report has not been made, but the department says it has received numerous calls about the video, and we should mention that the woman got away safe.
It's frightening, though, to see that. I know that a lot of people have seen that online and have voiced their concern. It's just a good reminder that, you should always keep it safe. Call police if you feel like you're unsafe, for sure.
Absolutely, and she was aware of her surroundings.
Yeah.
She noticed this happening,
exactly.
So that is good.
All right, well, still to come, remembering a farming giant, Don Camp Sr., who transformed agriculture as we know it.
Still ahead this morning, as they say, behind every successful man is a great woman. After the break, we'll remember Don and Izetta Camp.
Welcome back. We are saddened to report the passing of Don Camp Sr., a giant in California's agriculture industry.
Don Camp's farming operation, DM Camp and Sons, has been producing food and fiber in Kern and Los Angeles counties for more than 80 years. Camp was a visionary, and with the growing needs of agriculture over the years, he diversified his family business, opening John Deere dealerships and Western Power Products, maker of custom-built diesel engines, In all of his endeavors, Camp hoped to provide reliable equipment and dependable service to his fellow farmers. Together with his wife, Izetta, the Camps transformed every aspect of our community, giving to better the lives of others, never asking for anything in return.
Camp died of natural causes November 12th at the age of 94 with his family at his side. And 4 days later, Izetta Camp, his wife of 67 years, left this world at the age of 92. And 17's Tabitha Mills joins us this morning to honor their life and legacy. Good morning, Tabs.
That's right. Good morning, Maddie and Alex. How do you sum up the lives of two extraordinary people in just a few minutes? The answer is you can't. Dawn and Izetta Camp transformed this community in ways we may never know, but we will always feel what started in their hearts has taken root and continues to grow.
Don Camp Sr. was born in Bakersfield in 1925. The son of cotton pioneer Wolford B. Camp, farming was in his blood. But there was something else in his heart. Izetta Agnew was born 1927 in Starr, South Carolina. Their families knew each other, their fathers classmates at Clemson University. But it wasn't until college that the two would meet.
Well, Mother was at a women's college in South Carolina, going to school, Winthrop, and Daddy was at Clemson, and her parents found out that Daddy was in South Carolina at Clemson. And so her mother said, you should write him and invite him to a dance. Be nice to him. He's here all the way from California. And so Mother did, and that's how they first met.
They married in 1952 and moved to Kern County, where Don's visionary approach to farming would transform agriculture in California.
I mean, Dad was a driven man, but Dad was a progressive, never looking at things like that's the way we do it, always looking for a better way. I think that was a big part of my dad's success.
Those who knew him best say it was also his values, his ethics and morals, how he treated others that contributed to his success.
I think Dad was just a hard worker and really worked well with people.
And he had a tender heart, and especially, I'll never forget, he just always loved the people who worked for him and with him, and he had a genuine love and real concern.
A concern for others that went far beyond his employees.
If you see the list of organizations that he was involved in, water districts, seed distributors organizations, those things that made the area a better place. It was for the benefit of others. He didn't spend 31 years on a water district for his sole benefit. It was for the benefit of the whole. He believed in the benefit of the whole.
I mean, he was involved in organizations that helped people, you know, not just himself, not just his business, not just our family, but for the greater community.
As the saying goes, behind every successful man is a great woman.
Mom wasn't just a great supporter. I mean, Mom made Dad's life such that he was able to do the things that he could. Without her, he couldn't have.
Together, they raised 5 children: Georgia, Don Jr., Edwin, Clayton, and Carolyn. A humble family built on a foundation of faith.
They did a lot for other people, but they didn't do it to be acknowledged. They wanted it to be quiet, and they didn't seek any honors. But I think they instilled in us that desire to do our very best and to give back to the community. And I just pray that I can be half the person that either of them were.
He was a man of the soil. She was the roots that bound it all together.
They were committed. When they made that marriage vow, when they stood in the church and vowed, till death do us part, they meant it.
As their health began to fail and hospice care was required, Don and Izetta Camp lived out their final days at home in Bakersfield. Hospital beds brought into their master bedroom, placed side by side, close enough so they could hold hands.
When they woke up in the morning, Daddy would lean over and ask Mother how she slept and give her a kiss. And I know at night before they went to sleep, they told each other they loved each other. And he would reach out and take her hand. I don't know what more to say than that.
Don Camp Sr. passed away on Tuesday, November 12th. Izetta Camp died 4 days later.
We were talking the other night. What do you think, Dad? What was the first thing Dad said to Mom when he got there? Izetta, what took you so long? That's what I think he said.
A memorial service for Don and Izetta Camp is set for Monday, November 25th at 10 a.m. at First Presbyterian Church. The public is invited to attend, and a private burial service will follow. In lieu of flowers, you can honor the family through donations to the Alzheimer's Disease Association of Kern County or the Boy Scouts of America Southern Sierra Council.
What a beautiful love story and legacy that they leave.
They leave a big mark on our community, not only in their families, but everywhere we look around. I mean, that family is very giving, never asked for anything in return. I mean, they transformed our community, and they just wanted to do it because that was what was in their hearts. So we owe them a lot.